Here's what you need to know this morning. Hospital underprepared for adverse events. 4 babies died unexpectedly at Blacktown Hospital in 2019 and 2020. AAP, Bianca DiMarchi. An internal review of maternity services in Western Sydney has found midwives are often unable to attend meetings to review deaths and poor outcomes due to their workload. The review was commissioned after the unexpected deaths of 4 babies at Blacktown Hospital in 2019 and 2020. It found the maternity ward was understaffed and midwives were so busy they struggled to attend crucial morbidity and mortality meetings where poor outcomes might be reviewed and discussed. It also found the hospital was underprepared and at risk of more tragedies. The facility is underprepared for adverse events and as such is at significant risk of recurrence of such events, the review, conducted in late August and September 2020, found. A spokesperson for the Western Sydney Local Health District said there had been a review of all obstetrics and gynecology procedures, and safety huddles and clinical handovers were being used to address safety concerns. All unexpected deaths in our hospitals are thoroughly investigated with a root cause analysis which, if required, comes with recommendations for implementation, they said. Teacher charged with drug supply. A high school teacher will face court today after being arrested last week on allegations she sold drugs to students in Sydney's south. The woman, 42, allegedly arranged to sell the goods to students outside of school hours. Police say the alleged activities took place in the Sutherland area. Officers attended a Beverly Hills home on Friday night and arrested the woman. She was charged with supplying a prohibited drug and granted bail to face Sutherland local court today. Inquiries continue. The Department of Education said in a statement it was deeply concerned by the allegations and the teacher had been removed from the school. First nurses strike in 10 years. Nurses across NSW will take industrial action next week. Raw Pixel, Chanikan Thong Super. More than 1,000 nurses are set to walk off the job next Tuesday in their first statewide strike in almost 10 years. The majority of branches of the Nurses and Midwives Union have endorsed strike action over hospital staffing levels, pay and working conditions. The ballot is still open and the vote is set to be finalized tomorrow. Union General Secretary Brett Holmes said a mass walkout would take place, but skeleton staff would remain. The branches have made variation for between 4 and 24 hours. So there will be staff left behind, but there will be very limited services available, he said. Leaky toilet leads cops to major ICE bust, $1 million cash. Police have released CCTV as part of an investigation into a major drug bust last year. Supplied, NSW Police. Traders fixing a leaking toilet at a home in Sydney's southwest unwittingly discovered the first portion of a $44 million methamphetamine haul, police say. A bag of cash and a crystal substance found inside a Canterbury cupboard led officers to a massive drug bust and the seizure of $1.15 million in cash last July. Almost 220 kilograms of ice was found inside 15 cardboard boxes in the garage of the Minter Street home on July 9. Police have appealed to the public as they attempt to identify a man they would like to speak to as part of the investigation under Strike Force Joylyn. CCTV footage shows the man walking along Minter Street about 8:10 p.m. on the day police initially attended the unit. He is described as being of Asian appearance, about 170 centimeters tall, thin build, aged between 25 and 30, with short black hair. Police are urging anyone who recognizes the man or who has information relating to the discovery of the cash and drugs at the unit to contact Crime Stoppers on 1-800-333-000. Man charged over alleged sexual assault of teen. A 37-year-old man will appear in court today charged with the alleged sexual assault of a 15-year-old girl. Supplied, NSW Police. A 37-year-old man has been arrested in Sydney's southwest and charged over the alleged sexual assault of a teenage girl he met online. Police said the man and the 15-year-old had exchanged images and personal details prior to meeting in person. The man traveled to the Hunter region, where he allegedly sexually assaulted the girl before heading home. Investigations into the incident have been ongoing since last month. The man was refused bail and is due to appear at Campbelltown Local Court today. Timber Inquiry told Plantation Fire was negligent. Ian Chafford told an inquiry a pine plantation destroyed during the Black Summer bushfires should have been better protected. Facebook, Snowy Valleys Council. A mayor has told an inquiry into the state's timber industry that the destruction of thousands of hectares of pine plantations during a Black Summer fire was negligent. Snowy Valleys Mayor Ian Chafford fronted a hearing in Tumut yesterday as part of the Upper House probe into the future sustainability of the industry. The blaze, which started in a private pine plantation near Adelong, burnt more than 30,000 hectares of land. The inquiry heard evidence it took up to 7 hours for action to be taken when the fire broke out, and Mr. Chafford said it impacted the timber industry dramatically. To not have, in my opinion, protected the asset in an appropriate way to allow the devastation that occurred is probably negligent to say the least, he said.